Hey everyone, it's Richard Solomon. Good morning, good evening, good night, depending on when and where you're viewing this. Today is Friday, I think it's the 30th of January, and it's been an interesting month. Some people say January has 90 something days related to when people got paid in December. It's a little bit different for me as an entrepreneur. The month end doesn't have the same meaning that it used to. In any event, I did a video, and I think that was my last video, related to self-obstacles. If you remember, and if you haven't seen these videos, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and just look at the playlist Millionaire Mindset, and you will see some of the others, including self-obstacles, obstacles that come from others, and obstacles that are systemic. And you should really listen to those if you haven't. So go ahead and subscribe and click that notification bell so you will be updated when I post new content. I'm trying, and I think I've done a fairly decent job this year so far, in posting new content onto this channel. Be sure to follow me on LinkedIn if you haven't already. Subscribe, as I said, and you can find me at Richard A. Solomon on Instagram, IG, as the younger folks say. All right, so obstacles. The last set I dealt with were self-obstacles, the obstacles that we create within ourselves. And I talked a little bit about, how the brain works and how we tend to not to stray too far from, or we tend not to stray too far from the things that we know, especially if we've had success with those things. And I want to talk about a personal one to me. I have not spent a lot of time in the digital arena, social media space. Like most people, I got a Facebook account around 2000 and maybe 7, I guess. I want to say 7. It might be 8, somewhere around there, when Facebook was becoming a big thing. So I've had a Facebook account. I do have a Twitter account, and all the rest. But to be consistent and to be connected and to deliberately use these channels, these media, these spaces to connect with like-minded people and potentially to market services and to let the world know that you're there. And that's something I'll deal with in a later series. As consultants, you could be the best at anything. If people don't know that you're there, they can't buy it. And that's true for almost every business, all businesses, as a matter of fact. You can have the greatest of anything. You can be the best at doing anything. If folks don't know that you're out there, that you're available, that you can do it, that you are open for business, they can't hire you, and therefore you can't make money from that. So, social media. I think Facebook has, in excess of, in excess of 2 billion active users. And so I'm sure the number is much higher for just accounts, but active users, 2 billion. That's a major percentage. That's what, maybe about 30% of the world's population. That's a lot of people. And so if you are not using that, then you may be missing out on great opportunities. LinkedIn, I think I read somewhere recently that LinkedIn, the amount of people joining LinkedIn is on a daily basis is the equivalent of the entire enrollment in Ivy League universities. So a lot is going on. And if I remember correctly, LinkedIn has lowered their age, the age that you can enroll or you can open a LinkedIn account, to 13. So it means that obviously that social media, digital media, is critical. It's an important part of what we do. And if you look at the advertising spend as it relates to digital and social media, that is increasing in a significant manner. We are seeing more and more money being spent on social media. There was a time you could have gone on LinkedIn, Facebook, more so Facebook, YouTube certainly, and just viewed content without being interrupted by advertisements. Not anymore. The reality is that organizations and individuals alike are now using these platforms to build their own brand. Now, for me, that has been a challenge. I have, in the last 20 years, built, in my opinion, a successful consulting practice. My organization has served clients in now 41 countries. We've done this for the past 21 years, according to LinkedIn. Um, 21 years is a long time, and we've been successful at it. We've always been in the black. We've grown our practice. Our practice has grown to the point where we serve Fortune 100 companies all over the world. So it means that we've done something right, largely without the use of digital and social media. And so I have been struggling with this whole concept of, spending time, mostly time, not so much money, but spending time in that social media space and devoting time to creating content and being consistent with it. I personally have struggled with that. My wife, Shelly, and you can find her, you can just do a search for simply Shelly. She does digital media coaching, social media coaching, and she helps people and organizations develop their own online presence and be able to curate content and connect with the right audiences. She has been spending a lot of time, and she's very good at it, crafting and building her own social media presence. And that has worked very well for her. And she's been saying to me for years, you really need to get into this space. You need to start to post content and connect with your followers, users, people who want what you sell. And I have not really taken that up before 2020. I would dabble ever so often on LinkedIn and make a post, get some followership, but not, and some interest, some engagement, but never really doing it in a scientific manner. And so I have struggled with that, but I have to adjust my own learning. And this is an example of what I was talking about. I have to adjust my own approach to learning, my own approach to serving clients, to connecting with clients, to finding clients. And so this is an example of, for me anyhow, of needing to do this kind of adjustment, needing to learn and unlearn, having an obstacle that is within myself. I'm really resistant. I have been really resistant. But that which we repeatedly do gets easier. Not that the task itself has changed, but the ability to do it has increased. That's not me. I think that was David Starr Jordan, and someone else said it. I can't tell you who else, but I know I've read that quote attributed to David Starr Jordan. I'll say it again. That which we repeatedly do gets easier. Not that the task itself has changed, but our ability to do it has increased. And so one of the things I have done is that I've decided to get into the digital media space on my own terms. So you would notice that a lot of my videos, not all of them, but are made while I'm driving. Well, I don't like having to make special time to make a video. But as a speaker and as a writer, being able to formulate content on the go is fairly easy for me. And as a result of that, it has worked for me to just make these videos as I go. I'll pass them on to someone else. They will do some light editing. And I told them, just experiment. Shout out to Samantha at our office. Just experiment with them. Experiment with the editing and see what works, And then we'll adjust that as time goes by. But that is something I've had to adjust, and I'm still working on it, as you can tell. The nature of our business is that we don't advertise as such to the masses. We don't sort of get to the masses and say, well, we are out here and you can come buy what we have, because our clients are not masses. They're just they're organizations, and we have to find them where they are. And we've done a decent job of that. But we're making an adjustment here, and so it's been a struggle for me. I will readily admit it has been a struggle. It continues to be a little bit of a struggle, but I'm trying, and I'm trying to keep up. And that's what you have to do. You have to learn, you have to grow, you have to do different things so that you can have the outcomes that you want. Remember, if you don't stay with the market, if you don't stay with your clients, if you don't keep up with the competition in some way, it's going to leave you behind. So this is just a personal testimonial, as it were, around some of the personal struggles that I have had as it relates to digital and social media, and my own need and my own efforts at overcoming them. Another millionaire mindset tip. See you soon.